Okay, I wanted to give you guys a bit of an update because I know that I kind of was on the fence a little bit about the rest of Arrow, and I think that I was probably trying to be a lot more optimistic or forgiving than I actually was. And when I first started this channel, it was more about the fact that the people who I knew in real life, they're not very big comic book fans. So I didn't have anyone who watched the show who I could kind of talk to about it, and kind of bounce opinions off of. I mean, the only guy that I know that watches it, I work with him, and he's like 20 years older than me. And his dad grew up reading Green Arrow, but he was never really that big of a fan. So for him, he's like a casual watcher, and he thinks that it's gone downhill, and he doesn't like Felicity, and he doesn't really enjoy it as much anymore. But he wasn't ever as invested, so for him, he just watches it when it's on, and he doesn't think too much. So as it was going on, and I was getting more and more wound up, and I didn't have anyone to kind of vent to about these things, so I made the channel just as a way to post my rants and my vents so I could get my thoughts out because it was really bugging me. And I didn't really think that I'd get any subscribers, and I didn't really think that anyone would agree or comment or anything like that. It was more like for me personally. But now I've gotten to the point where I've got like a couple of hundred subscribers, and I I feel bad, but I want to keep this channel going. I'm not entirely sure it's going to be about Arrow because genuinely I don't care anymore. I mean, I I'm a huge Arrow fan. Like anyone who knows me, my favorite comic book characters are Roy Harper and Dinah Lance. I've read a shit ton of Green Arrow material. I jump on anything that's Arrow fam related. But Arrow just exhausts me. I don't enjoy it, and it's gotten to the point now where it's just exhausting to even be critical. I have absolutely no faith that anything will improve because everything that they're attempting to do, they already had the opportunities to do years ago, and they squandered them. And with this creative team behind this project, it's never going to be what I want it to be. So I'm fed up of ranting and nitpicking and trying to find the good in it when overall I don't enjoy it. And if you do, that's great. And if you have hope that it'll improve, then that's great for you, and I hope that you continue to enjoy it, and I hope that the things that you want to happen. But personally for me, I just find it draining and boring and exhausting, and just it makes me angry to think about. And I don't want to be one of those people that just makes video after video after video of just screaming and bawling and shouting, because I've had people actually compliment me on the fact that I've tried to be diplomatic in my opinions, and I've tried to see the good, and I've tried to consider the opposing side whenever I phrase my arguments. And it's exhausting to do that. It's exhausting to try and think of every possible angle to try and make people feel better when ultimately I don't get anything positive out of this show. The fact that I'm 22 years old. I turned 22 like last week, and I've been a fan of these characters for like over a decade. I was 9 years old when I first watched the Teen Titans TV show, and that kind of I started reading Teen Titans comic books because of the cartoon. And then quickly after reading that, Roy Harper became my favorite character. I read a lot of like the old Titans stuff. So then, when Roy became my favorite character, I started reading Arrow fam. So, I've been a fan of these characters since I was 9 years old, and this show just continues to let me down again and again and again. And all the people who are happy about it, all the people who didn't give a fuck about Green Arrow until the show started, feel so entitled in the fact that they are the real fans. And it's like, if you want to believe that, fine, you do that. I don't care. Because at the end of the day, I have a lot more material that actually respect these characters that I can support. And DC as a company, they're going to appreciate the people that actually buy the books, buy the merchandise, and do the things that aren't TV. Because ultimately, when you go see a movie, you pay for your ticket. When you buy a comic book, you buy it. When you buy merchandise, you buy it. When you go to Comic-Con, you fucking buy the ticket. When you're watching TV, it's on. Anyone can turn on a channel and then sit there and not even fucking pay attention to it. It doesn't cost you anything to watch a TV show. And the fact that there are people like me who have supported these characters in legitimate ways for the last, like, for over a decade, and then these people that watch this bullshit TV show want to tell me they're the real fans, fine. You do that. I don't care. I'm done arguing because I just get angry and I get upset, and I'm fed up of being told that my opinion is unjustified, and I'm like, an opinion is an opinion. No one can be wrong in an opinion. And I'm fed up of trying to be diplomatic and trying to be calm and trying to be reasonable, and it's like, why should I? I genuinely hate this show. I don't enjoy it. I see no good in it. I'm just disappointed at every available turn, and I don't have faith that it'll get better. And if you're someone who does, that is great. And I hope that you continue to have faith. And I hope that one day, years from now, there's a brand new Green Arrow TV show and we can all laugh about Arrow and think, we live, we learn, okay? And that's fine. That's fine. Shit happens, okay? Great. We move on. We have all moved on from the fucking disaster that was the Green Lantern movie. We all know it was bad. We accept it was bad, but, we still love Hal Jordan. Fine. We can do that. I mean, honestly, no one is more bitter about comic books than comic book fans. Genuinely, ask any comic book fan, because every single writer that takes on a new character is going to have a slightly different interpretation. So, reading comic books these days, I mean, inconsistencies are par for the course, and you'll find a lot of fans outright dismiss certain material that characters have appeared in because it simply doesn't make sense. For example, the entire New 52 can just, it needs to be purged, because honestly, Scott Lobdell probably, you understand Roy Harbour better by skimming his Wikipedia page than, I mean, what the fuck was that? That was not, I don't know who that was, but it wasn't Roy. So, what I'm saying is, shit happens, and comic book fans are well aware of this. We have to deal with it all the fucking time, and we can move on. That's fine, I don't care. But, so the question becomes, what do I do with this channel? And, I mean, right now, the only TV show that I watch is The Flash, and even The Flash, I'm like a good 4 or 5 episodes behind on. I did buy season 1 of Supergirl, but it's still in the packaging. It's on my shelf. Like, I probably will watch it eventually, but I'm genuinely so disillusioned with DC TV right now that I don't think it's likely. I bailed out of Gotham at season 2. That did nothing for me. It was just becoming overly convoluted, and it seemed to forget what it was a story about. I haven't started Legends because I don't really like the entire concept of Legends, and I don't really care about any of the characters on it except Hawkgirl. I kind of feel like Legends was an excuse to have a show, so they just chucked all of the characters that they didn't know what else to do with on the same show. So I don't watch Legends. I'm probably eventually going to watch Supergirl, but I don't really care to start right now. Gotham, like, me and Gotham don't get on. And, DC TV, for me personally, is the weakest that DC have. And it's things like this that make me very, very grateful that DC decided on a multi-universe. Because if the TV shows were canon across the board for everything, I think it would ruin it. Like, I think it's good to have multi-universes because one fucks up, the others don't have to stay in keeping with that continuity. So I'm glad I can ignore that DC TV exists, and I'm happy to do that. But the thing is, I'm thinking maybe I'll like review video games or something, because there's a lot of great video games that are coming out in the next year or two, and there are a lot that have come out over the last few months. I mean, I'm currently in the process of playing Final Fantasy VII, the original, because I know that the remake is coming out, which I'm so hype about. So I'm playing Final Fantasy VII right now, and that was because like I started playing Final Fantasy VII almost immediately after I finished Kingdom Hearts 2.8. And before that, I was actually trying to platinum Final Fantasy 15. And I was like, I set this goal to myself, and I was like, I'm gonna platinum this before 2.8 comes out. I'm gonna do it. And I got to like 82%, and then I kind of got, I was like lazy and lagging, and I didn't go on it for a couple of days, and I set myself back. And then 2.8 came out, and I was like, no, I can go back to it. So I'm still at 82% completion on Final Fantasy 15. I haven't played on Final Fantasy 7 in actually a couple of days now. I'm slacking on that. 2.8 I'm probably gonna have to revisit and do better, because I kind of rushed through the whole thing because I was so excited. Um, and then obviously Injustice 2 is coming out, and I'm so hype about that. And like I'm already gonna main Black Canary. I don't even care. Like I don't even care who else is on it. Black Canary is the best. And I was super pissed that she wasn't in the first Injustice, but that little cameo was super cute though, so I forgive them. Um, yeah, then we've got Uncharted: The Lost Legacy. I think that's what it's called. I'm excited about that. The Last of Us Part 2, I'm hype about. I had The Last Guardian for my birthday. I still haven't played that. I need to play that. And I'm like so far behind, because I had Rise of the Tomb Raider for Christmas. And that game's been out forever, and I still haven't played it. I need to like stop buying games when I still have games that I haven't played yet. I mean, I've got the Kingdom Hearts remixes on pre-order for next month. And hopefully we finally get a Kingdom Hearts 3 release date, because that is like really winding me up right now. But I don't know, maybe I'll review video games. I don't know what's going on. I mean, I want to do something, but I'm fed up of being, oh, that girl that just is really critical but very diplomatic about Arrow. I'm like, it literally exhausts me, and it just pisses me off. And I completely support anyone in whatever they want to do. If you want to continue watching, if you want to stop watching, just don't do it because you think that you should. I mean, for a long time I watched it out of loyalty, because I love these characters and I had this blind faith that it would improve. But genuinely, if you don't enjoy it, just stop. Because if it does improve, you'll hear about it. You know, out of all of the publications that were harsh in how they reviewed the last season, if this season is any better, you'll know. People will tell you, it'll spread, and the show will still be there. You'll still be able to go back and watch the episodes that you missed if you've heard that something good has come of it. Because that's what I have decided to do. I've decided that instead of kind of straining to hear all these rumors, and instead of like reading into every little soundbite of information, I'm just gonna kind of forget that it exists. Because I know that if it improves vastly enough to be given widespread recognition, then I will hear about it without even meaning to. And then I can go back and I can watch what I missed and I can see for myself. But I'm not stressing myself out about it anymore. What's the point? I'm gonna like just go, and I'm gonna wait for Injustice 2, and I'm gonna see Black Canary kick ass like she fucking should've, and then I'm gonna rewatch DC Showcase Green Arrow, because it's an 11-minute animation that is more accurate and better handled than all of Arrow combined, and then I'm gonna just move on with my life. And, you know, maybe I will review video games, maybe I'll review movies, I don't know. But I want to do something with this. I'm gonna leave all my social media links in the description, because I think, you know, I've got Twitter, I've got Instagram, I do have Snapchat, but I mostly just use it for selfies. So Tumblr is probably the best place to get hold of me. I've had a lot of people message me about Arrow and my videos. So Tumblr is probably the best place to get hold of me, but yeah, I do use Twitter and Instagram. So I'll leave all my social media, do what you want with that, and then I don't know, maybe if you have questions, I might do a video to answer questions if you have any. Like if you want to leave questions, and then if I amount enough to warrant a video, I'll probably do one answering those. Um but yeah, I think that's pretty much what I wanted to say. And I'm like I literally just woke up. I'm like wearing fucking a Ninja Turtles t-shirt and Little Mermaid pajamas. Um yeah. I'm gonna I feel bad that I haven't posted anything in a while and I haven't said anything, and I just kind of wanted to let everyone know what my stance was. And I'm sorry if that disappoints anyone. I'm sorry if anyone genuinely cared enough about my opinion that this would be disappointing. Because, like I said, for me, this was more just a vent to get my feelings out because it was just festering and I was making myself angry. Um, but yeah, this has been really helpful, and I'm glad that there are a lot of people who've been supportive. And hopefully, you'll stick around enough to find out what I eventually do with this. So, yeah.